So now here's the part that I'm the most excited about, and I think the video really did a good job of introing what I'm about to talk about here. But we could go on and on about, what we've built up until now, where we're at currently. But I think one of the things that separates Aurum from the rest of the projects out there is really our focus on the vision for the future. And we don't have a vision for 2026 only, and then hope for the best after this. Nor is it a 3-year plan or a 5-year plan. It's literally a 10-year plan. And so this is something that I want to share with you in detail today, so that those of you that weren't at the event in Phuket, that didn't see me present this on the stage, can get a feeling of where we plan to go with this project, how we plan to turn it into a fintech unicorn, what the steps we're going to take are, what the measurable KPIs or milestones along the way are. And so I think that's the most important and most exciting thing that we can do. But as you can see here, and again, I'll reiterate it, we have a 10-year plan that we will be executing, and we already have been executing ahead of schedule, I would say, and we're doing really well. So without further ado, let me dive into the specifics of this. And I'm not going to read every single word on these slides. I'll let you guys either screenshot these or just read them yourselves. But I think the exciting things here is that we have clear milestones for each one of our products and each one of the sort of the ecosystem family members. And so I think, one of the things that I really want to see is card transactions rising. I think this is something that's going to really boost our business. It's going to give us revenue. It's going to give the network income. It's going to give all you guys great tools to continue to build your business. So we're focused during the 2025-26 timeframe to reaching 300,000 users and ensuring that one in every two persons is using the card. So that's 150,000 cards, and we expected the annual volume to be at 2 billion transaction volume by the end of 2026. And so this is a very, very lofty goal, seeing as how we don't even have 1,000 cards out there in the wild yet. But we feel like we can hit it. We're ramping up the delivery of those over the rest of this quarter, and so everyone that has ordered one should be getting information about those and the delivery of those. The other thing that I'd like to mention here is during 2026, our goal is to hit 5 billion in revenue, in trading volume on the exchange. So that's really exciting. We're also looking to get to 100 million on assets on the bots, and to be officially in 10 countries with offices, with presences, with people, let's say. So this is a very exciting first step. Excuse me. And I think the rest of the slides you're going to see the sort of the lofty ambitions that we have as a company, and that comes straight from the ownership, from the CEO's office, from our wonderful marketing director and CMO, Ahmed, all the way to every single leader and every single person that is out there. So,
Thank you, thank
um,
you, thank you, thank you both.
yeah, no problem. All right. So what does the next sort of phase hold here? 2027, 2028 is the age of decentralization, and is the real AI sort of evolution that we're expecting. So we expect the exchange to hit 25 billion in volume during this time frame. We expect to launch a DEX. So the centralized exchange that you're seeing here and that I've been talking about is a real great tool for not only growth, but for our users, our community, for interacting inside the ecosystem. But we feel like the DEX is going to be a fantastic way to grow our revenue and to continue to grow the business. And so, one second, I have to sneeze. All right, thank you for that. Um, Now the RWA is also something that during this time frame we're looking to get to 500 million in the tokenized the value of the tokenized assets on chain, and then we also plan to hit 10 billion in card transaction volume during this time, with 2 million users and 1.5 million cards. So as you can see, this is an exciting time of growth for us. We expect the AI bots to be up to $500 million, so 500 million in AUM across our bots, and we're looking to get the terminals to 20,000 points across 20 countries during this time frame. So as you can see, we're starting to grow into a very large business. By the time we get to this point, we'll be, one of the top probably 1,000, 2,000 banks in the world, and growing rapidly within that hierarchy and that ecosystem. Moving on to the 2028-29 era, we call this the era of ecosystem integration. And this is where we start to get really big. So the neobanks are past the 6 million users. We have over 4 million cards out there, and we're doing over 20 billion annual transactions, which creates for, one of the largest Visa processors out there, definitely in the top 1,000. Neobank evolves into a super app, which is something that also we announced on the stage. And this is really exciting because think about all the different apps that we use to buy flights, like an Orbitz or an Expedia, something of that nature. Think about taxis like a Careem or a Uber or a Grab, depending on what part of the world you're in. And think about food delivery as well, like Uber Eats or a Grab as well. These things we're all going to bring into the app, so that people don't have to leave the app, don't have to sign a credit card up inside of a separate app to be able to pay for these things, but it's all seamless. So this is where the partnerships are going to come across. We're looking for global brands to partner with. The RWAs by this time will be in the 5 billion range, and our AI agents will be at 1.5 billion in assets, with doing 3 billion in turnover. And we're looking for the exchange during this time to be at 50 billion in trading volume, which will put us up there, for consideration into the top exchanges in the world. But that's where it gets interesting. Is in 2030 we manage 3 to 4 billion in assets when the bank has 12 million users, when there's 10 million cards out there, when there's almost 40 billion in card transactions a year. We'll really cement ourselves as one of the key financial players in the world. We'll have offices in 50 countries, um, 70 different offices in 50 countries, excuse me. This is when we'll start the global summit. We may start it sooner, but we believe that we'll have, a strong sort of conference that other people want to come to, which we're calling the AURUM Global Summit. So this reaches 5,000 people. The AURUM Exchange is up to 90 billion. We're a top 10 global exchange. And the DEX is at 12 to 15 billion, with 15 billion on the RWA side. So this is going to be a really exciting time. This is when we're going to move into the limelight. This is when those of you that are in the business right now, specifically the leaders, will be, um, well recognized for having built this business into what it is today. But the most important and the most exciting part of it to me is what comes directly after this. And I think, this is something I want to focus on. If we do our jobs right over the next several years here, 2023, 2033, excuse me, to 2035, we're calling it the unicorn era. This is where the future of global finance becomes Aurum. And so I want to take a specific second to just sort of show you guys what our lofty goals and dreams and aspirations are for this time period. And again, it doesn't happen if we don't do the work systematically, today, tomorrow, the next day, through the next year, through 2027 and beyond. And so, a big shout out to everyone that's involved so far. You guys literally are on the ground floor, in an early way and a very exciting project. So, 2033 becomes the unicorn era. The FinTech unicorn makes Aurum one of the top 5 global neobanks. And so we're competing with, some of the neobanks out there, some of the Revoluts and the Monzos and the N26s of the world, and we're in the top 5. This was going to give us a huge, huge market position. The branding will be very strong, and we'll have a very, very strong opportunity to finalize all of these things that we want to do. The neobank will really be at the core of the daily finance, so we'll have people using this on a daily basis. We expect to be to 15 to 20 million users by this time, and we expect to have over 10 million cards, between 12 and 15 million cards, active across all the continents, across all the countries where people use our products and services. Now, this is really going to be an exciting time because this will have us be, um, recognized as the top AI blockchain and banking system out there. So when people think about AI, finance, and community, they'll think about Aurum. And we'll stand alongside some of the largest names in finance, not only neobanks, not only fintech disruptors, but I suspect by that time the other financial institutions in there will be on the same playing field as us, and will be competing directly against Aurum, some of the bigger banks in the world, some of the international banks. The exchange will really be positioning itself as one of the top 10 exchanges in the world. This is something that is my focus. It's one of my sort of personal goals, is to get this exchange up there to compete with the likes of the Binances, the Coinbases, the KuCoins, the Crypto.coms of the world. We want to be listed in that same conversation with them, and I think we can do it. We have the community behind us, we have the leaders, we have the networking system. Now we just need to build great products and services that work, that people love to use, and bridge the traditional markets, which is the fiat on and off ramps, with the digital asset side of it. And I think if we can bring this all under one roof with the other ecosystem parts we have, we'll be doing exceptionally well from the exchange standpoint. Now, the DEX is also another key part of this exchange sort of strategy, ecosystem strategy. And so we'll look to reach $20 billion in annual volume, and also be one of the top 10 global DeFi platforms listed out there with the Uniswaps, the Pancake Swaps, the Hyperliquids of the world. We want to be one of the biggest players out there, and we think we can build that with the help of our community, with the help of the technology that we've already built. So that's going to be exciting. And then our artificial intelligence will move far beyond just a bot system. It'll be a true financial brain, a true agent AI system that manages over 5 billion in assets, that has all sorts of different cool parts of it, like portfolio management, like risk management, decision making assistance for people to know best ways to invest their funds or percentages. We'll have sliding scales, so people can compound a portion of it and do all sorts of exciting things. But at the core of this, the artificial intelligence is really what sets us apart from some of the other Web3 and digital asset products out there right now. And so we feel like this is transforming passive investment into an intelligent wealth management system that anyone can have in the palm of their hands and take advantage of. I like to think of it as the technology that the big banks have, the big hedge funds, the big private equity firms have. We can all have that now in the palm of our hands. And this is really a game-changing technology that we're putting into people's hands, into the people's hands that don't even need to know about how crypto works, that don't need to know about trading, that don't need to know how to read candles and use products. So we're really trying to build the most broad set of users out there. But the reality is that some of those users don't have crypto today, don't know how to use these wallet systems. And so we need to bring them along with ways that seem and feel just like the Web 2 products and services that they have, but have this sort of AI digital asset backbone to them that will be able to scale to the next century, if you will. So the RWAs will also be something that will, by this time, will be up to 20 billion in assets managed under the RWA side of things. And users will be able to access directly from their digital wallets, properties, and other types of RWAs that we'll have on the platform at that time. So the global infrastructure network is also something that we're focused on getting right. We want to have over 100 offices by this time in 75 different countries. And think of these as support centers for the leaders out there building the business. So we don't want to be a bank with banking offices. We want to be a support network with great technology. So those of you out there building your networks and building your communities and building your businesses have the very best support around the world 24/7. And we're really looking at this as a hybrid infrastructure technology, which merges Web3, which is sort of the fun part of it for me, the digital asset, the cryptos, the trading, the degen side of it. But we need to mix that with the financial layer. So think of the people currently that have the money, are not always the same as the degen and the Web3 people. And we think this is really coming together. So there'll be less sort of division and ways to tell this apart, and it will all mesh into one. And we expect to have over 100,000 terminal points working. So from POSs to ATMs, where we have a very large network throughout the world, and especially specifically in the countries where we have huge communities, so people can deposit, they can withdraw, they can access cash. in millions of different locations and for millions of different people. So this is really exciting. The infrastructure, the network side of it is something that we're taking very seriously, and we want to grow really rapidly. And then, one of the last things that I'll end on here is how we're going to build these partnerships in this super app ecosystem is by having thousands of global brands on board with us, having cash back up to 10% for different products and services, and really going to transfer it into a financial lifestyle ecosystem app. So you can think of travel, you can think of insurance, you can think of real estate, you can think of food delivery apps, things that will be in here, taxis, ride sharing, all powered by Orum's financial architecture. So I spoke briefly about the Orem Global Summit, but this is something that we're starting to already build and sort of get the basic ideas behind it. But the idea is that we already have these amazing leadership retreats, let's call them, and why not open these up eventually to people outside of the business that want to come in, want to see what Orem's building, want to see what some of our partners are building, want to see how our ecosystem works. And so the Orem Global Summit will be just that, where we're going to bring in leaders, innovators, visionaries from around the world, both in the AI, the blockchain, and the digital banking space, specifically those three, um, so that we can really, press forward on our mission, which is uniting technology, money or finance, and people at the end of the day. So that's our mission. That's what we're going to continue to build.